is this the best electric trolley on the market? The Stewart Q Follow Carbon is a follow cart. It's a trolley that follows you and basically acts a bit like your own personal caddy. Just one that doesn't say anything or annoy you ever and kind of just follows you around like a really loyal pet. I'm going to give this trolley a full review. I've been using the Q Follow series for a while. This is the carbon version, comes in funky colours. If you like the information in this video, hit the like button down below. We also have a discount code. Don't pay more than you should. Use our code, links down below, if you want the best price on this not very cheap Follow electric trolley. So it comes all within one big box. This box is quite heavy, but in the box what we get is the smart power battery. This battery has a simple on and off button which you can connect to with your mobile phone, which we'll talk to as we come. You get the handset with protective skin, which is basically the remote control. You get the charger and USB power lead. Also, you get the Q Follow Carbon. I've got the nice funky red one. This weighs in at 14.12 kilograms. The battery weighs in at 3 kilograms, and it's a 36-hole battery. All packed really neatly, comes out of the box super easy. To be fair, I mean, my battery came out fully charged. My battery was charged when it came out. So I could literally unfold this trolley from the box and get out playing straight away if I wanted to. So the Stewart trolley brand is a British company making electric trolleys. I use the Q Follow series. This is part of the Q Follow series, but in the carbon range, where we get these 3 carbon-based funky colours. The trolley is super small and compact, folds down. I think when it folds down, it's only around 21 inches tall and around 23 inches wide at the base. The compact design allows you to easily move it between car and garage and course, so really easy to move. It's got a little simple carry handle when folded down at the top, so it's one hand carry. It comes with USB charging. It's got cruise control, so you can set your pace so you're not chasing it or it's not chasing you. There's Bluetooth connectivity to the batteries. You don't have to touch the battery to see how you're doing. You can literally go on your phone and see how your battery is. Do you need to charge it for the next round? Look at the health of the battery. And the carbon range of the Q series trolleys features aerospace certified ceramic skins. They use this word here, which basically leads the market in liquid ceramic coatings. This coating's found in automotive, military and aerospace Stewart are going. So the collection is truly ready to tackle the elements, they are saying. And it does look fantastic out of the box. Now this is a follow trolley. This trolley will follow you around the golf course. You can control it. You can put the little controller on the back of you and it will follow you, which will show you as the video goes on. But that's by far the coolest part. Now the Q series is remarkably intuitive, not only to use but to unfold. I'm rubbish at unfolding trolleys and this is super easy. Watch me get it out of my car. Watch how quickly and easily I set my club up onto the trolley, ready to go, ready for that trolley to start following me around the golf course, literally in under a minute. It's amazing how quick. There's 3 latches. You unlatch the bottom part, you then unlatch the middle part and pull it up. You put the battery in, you turn it on, you pair the controller to the battery in seconds, and you are off. So you are going from car to course literally in under a minute. So once you're ready to go, you have 3 main options of ways of using the Stewart Q Series Carbon electric golf cart trolley. So number 1, you can attach the controller. The smart controller comes with this little silicone protective case for keeping it lasting longer, and obviously in poor weather it allows you to use it. You can attach this with the hook to the back of the trolley, and then basically on the back of the trolley you now have your buttons where you can just click forward, you can click back, sideways to turn it. You can actually, when it's going forward, because of the movement in the trolley, so kind of in how it's made, you can direct it like a normal electric trolley, which isn't remote control, which I really like. So I use that system through tight spots. You know, if I'm going across a road, I want to hold on to it. If I'm going to go through a really tight little one-person gap through the trees, through a hedge, wherever, over a little bridge, over a stream, I might just click that on and hold it and direct it for precision accuracy, so my trolley trolley isn't falling into the water. You can control the speed this way, so you can just double, triple press on the arrow buttons and it will go faster and slower. You can hit the stop button and it will stop pretty abruptly, or you can hit the glide to stop button if you want, and then it'll just kind of glide slowly to stop. You also have two presets, a 1 and a 2 on the controller, which allow you to preset it at speeds as well. So that's using it like a regular trolley. The second way is you can just hold the controller like a remote controller. Set it off in front of you, hit the buttons, and you can move it around, forward, backwards, left and right. You can stop it abruptly, glide to stop if you want it just to glide. You can set your pace, you know, that's the pace I'm going to walk up down this fairways, hit 1 or 2. Or you could hit follow, which we'll come to in a second, which is the most fun way. But you can use it now as a remote control car, like when you were a kid. Like, I like this way when I want the trolley to go out in front of me. Sometimes when it follows, depending on who you're playing with, I play with someone, he tends to walk like one step back a little bit, so it's like nipping at his ankles a little bit. So often I'll set it out in front if we're walking together and he's coming up from behind me, say, and wants to chat. So I quite like that way. I use this way as well if I want to send it to the next tee. So let's say I'm going to walk this way and the tee's 50 yards plus that way. With over a 50-yard range, I can just set it off towards the tee. I can direct it past the bunker, round. I've got my putter in my hand, and then I can just hit the stop or glide to stop it where I need it to stop. Going around greens, you know, when the trolleys have got to go around the right side of the green and my ball's up the left, I might use that option as well. So that's a really good option, basically a remote control trolley. And the third way, the most fun way, is simply to stand in front of it and hit the follow button. You hit the follow button, it now follows this controller, which I tend to latch onto my belt at the back. You can put it in your pocket if you want to, and it will just follow that controller. And it's amazingly precise at following you. This now makes you feel like you have nothing in your hands, you're free, like you've got a caddy. I've played with caddies and this feels like you've got a caddy. Sometimes I have to glance back to check it's still there. It always is. Now, for someone who's often holding a camera when I'm out on the golf course, this is fantastic to have my trolley and my clubs just following me. It's having a caddy who isn't making noise when I'm filming. And then when I go and play social golf, it's as much fun as well. It is just following behind me. If I speed up, it speeds up. If I slow down, it slows down. When you reach your golf ball, you simply move round to the side of it. I take the controller off the back of my belt, and you then just clip it onto the back of the trolley, and it stops where you want it to stop. You then can hit your shot, play your shot, watch your partner hit their shot, put your club back, you pick up the controller, you just unclip it from the back, and it's still in follow mode. It will then just follow you. Once you've hit follow, it won't stop following you pretty much until you hit that stop button. Without doubt, that's the mode I use the most. I have built up my confidence to go through the most narrow of spaces, knowing that trolley is just literally going to track me. It's so intuitive, and it is the best feeling on a golf course of walking around feeling like you have no restrictions, but you can carry everything you want in your golf bag. And for me, that often consists of heavy camera equipment. I love the follow part of this trolley. So on the course, I tested the Carbon Q Series claim that it's built with stability in mind. So they're saying there's 4 fixed wheels, which give it stability. It's also got the 2 wheels at the back, the kind of stabilizers, as well as a low center of gravity. So I spoke to the greenkeepers and said I wanted to take it up the bank of one of the tees. They were out there cutting. They said, go on then, you can do it. It's dry enough. So before you all complain, I got the go ahead for this. Now, this is a very, very steep slope. Like, I would not walk up a slope like this with a trolley on the fairway. I would go round. Like, no one would walk up a slope like this. You wouldn't drive up a slope like this in a car, a buggy, a drive-on buggy. So I thought, come on, let's give it a test. And I was shocked how well it did. It had one little stutter, but still got up there and got down, and coming down, it kind of maintained its speed. It didn't just come crashing down, because it does have this ability to hold its speed, so up and down slopes. I was crazy surprised with this. I thought it did so well on a test that was a bit of a joke. I did it as a joke. I really wanted to see if I could tip it over, and I couldn't. It was so stable, which it needs to be, bearing in mind it's not often attached to you. And again, this is what just gives you that intuitive feeling of using this trolley, the confidence to use it out there on the golf course. The test was funny. I'm glad I did it. I won't be driving up slopes like that again. So this trolley is not cheap. Prices coming up for your region here. You decide on what it means to you with price. Like, this is not a cheap trolley. For me, I would not be buying this trolley if I played once every 2 months. For someone who used to compete, having the follow function, basically a caddy without any chat back or off-putting, I would totally use something like this. For any conditions, I would totally use something like this. For me now, someone who films and then plays a bit of social golf, I love it. It's just so freeing, but it's not cheap. You decide what it's worth to you. It's definitely at the top end of the price range. So some cons, it's hard to find cons, to be honest. It's not the lightest trolley in the world. Like, if it's, getting in and out of the car is easy. It folds up super small, but it's not the lightest out of all the trolleys I've tested. So if that's your ticking point only, this won't win. Kind of forcing cons on. The other con that I have found is some people don't want the attention that a follow trolley brings. People do look, people ask questions. So if you're you're a bit anxious about your golf and you're strutting around with this trolley following you, you might not want that. You might want to hide amongst the golfers, not stand out. So that's the only cons I can really find, because for what it's trying to do, it absolutely succeeds at what it's trying to do. So I've kind of forced some cons in there because there has to be some. They're the ones I've kind of come across. So in conclusion, I think if you want to make your golf as much fun as possible, this ticks the box. If you want freedom on the golf course just to walk around, this ticks the box. If you want that carbon fantastic look in the colours, like it does look amazing. For me, I think this is at the moment the best in its class. When it comes to follow, it's just brilliant. It works. It does make it so nice on the course to have it following you. The price, I agree, is a bit of a sticking point for a lot of golfers, which I totally understand, but when you're buying the best in its class, often it's not going to be the cheapest. And the thing that stands out for me with this trolley, when I use this one, and I've used the Q Series when I first got my first Q Series, is how intuitive it is to use, because it is a little unnerving at the start that this trolley is following you and you're not watching it. And then when you're remote controlling it, like, am I going to get it through that gap? But the more you use it, it's literally it's 9 holes of 18 holes where you start just letting it go. You start realizing that it is performing how it should be. I love the Q Series. I think the carbon's a great addition if you want those funky looking carbon colours. It's certainly going to last the test of time with that aero grade build quality. Let me know what you think. Is it something you would use or not? Remember, do not pay more than you should. Use our codes, links down below as well. If you've liked the video, hit the link. And also, if you want to find out maybe about a home launch monitor, I've got this video here with some great ideas to how to improve your golf when you're at home.